we start the exam. I know nothing. I basically almost failed my exam. Now that you've heard the whole story, please don't do what I did. Not worth it. 자, 하나, 둘, 셋. 네, 안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 사라입니다. 반갑습니다. 네, 한 달 전에 저는 토픽 시험을 받고, 지난 초에는 그 적정을 받았습니다. 오늘 영상에서는 시험 보기 전에 하지 말은 것을 알려주고, 또 시험을 본 날이 발음 뭐지? 여기 날이 스토리타임 말해줄게요. 저는 5년 전에 5년 맞아요? 2016년부터 5년 전에 한국어를 공부하기 시작했는데 그때부터 매주 수업에 가거든요. 근데 사실 저는 대학생이잖아요. 네, 대학생이어서 한국어를 공부할 시간이 사실 별로 없어요. 왜 이 설명을 말하고 있어? 라고 생각하면 사실 그거는 killing point, 스토리타임의 killing point이에요. 자, 이제부터 제가 영어로 바꿀게요. 사실 그 subtitle 진짜 싫어요. 자막을 쓰는 거. I'm here to tell you in detail the story time of the day I went to take my topic exam, and with that, what you shouldn't do the day or when you're studying for the Topic II exam. The reason why I'm not the example to follow, I mean, you're gonna see it throughout the video, but it's pretty clear. But I basically almost failed my exam. So this is I'm the example of what you shouldn't do. Also, before we continue with this video, I want to answer a question that I got in one of my last Korean videos. Someone asked me, "Hi, I have a question and I hope you will answer it. How long you take time to learn Korean until you can master it?" I'm not the example of someone who has mastered the Korean language. I've been learning it for 5 years and I can understand things like when I watch TV dramas or TV shows or whatnot. I understand what they're saying because it's not complicated vocabulary, I would say. Speaking is also different. I had my time to practice it because I worked at a hostel. It was a hostel dedicated to Korean clients, so I spoke a lot of Korean there. And I did practice then, and with my teacher, I also speak Korean. I think getting yourself surrounded by a language is the best way to learn it. It doesn't have to be you living there, but listening to music or watching TV dramas or whatnot, that can help you out, definitely. So I don't have an exact number of years, but my advice is to keep going, and one day you're gonna realize that you have a decent level. So let's start with the video, shall we? Okay, so just to give you kind of a background moment, not even 24 hours before my Korean Proficiency Exam, I had a final term exam of one of my economics subjects. It was history, I believe, economics history. So I obviously did not at all pay attention to my Korean exam. In fact, I totally forgot I had it until 4 days before that. And my mistake was to believe that it was kind of a normal / pretty average exam, but I did not expect Korean exams to be like that. As I said before, I did not study for the test at all. I would like to say I did, but I really didn't. On Friday, after I finished my economics exam, I was trying to catch up with a few words and stuff. I literally looked for how to pass the Topic II exam in 24 hours. And the people that actually wrote something about it, they were how to get to level 4 within 8 months, or 72 days. And I was like, bitch, I have 24 hours. And here's where the story time begins. It's Saturday morning. I have to go. I took the exam in a university that is really far away from my house. It's close by, but it's not even in my city, so I had to take a train and whatever. It was a rainy day. It was kind of like melancholic vibes. And I did not even bring notes. Like, I just went there with a pen, and I was just like, bitch, I'm gonna nail this, you know? Like, I just went. I had confidence at the time. I get there. I get lost before I find the building because it's a really big university and I've only been there once. I get to the building and my fucking Leo mind was like, I'm gonna be the only one because there's not many people that are in my school. We are the group that is studying the hardest book, and we are like kind of like the top group. And I was like, no one's gonna be at my level. Like, there's not gonna be many people that take the Topik II exam. We were about 30 people there, and everyone was like with their notes, like, oh my god, did you see this? Like, reviewing their notes, and what is this word, and what does this mean? And I'm like, I did not bring anything. Like, I don't know what to do. With that scenario, I'm starting to like feel nervous, you know. And then the teachers come out. Again, I underestimated that exam because I really thought they're not gonna be Korean teachers. It's gonna be like a random teacher from that uni that needs to work on Saturdays. So a Korean teacher literally comes out of the building and she's like, 안녕하세요 여러분, 시작할까요? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who are you and what are you doing here? We went in and they asked us for like our phones, and I thought like they would just take it, but they used kind of like a weird bag where you had to put your phone in the exact same number of the table you were sitting at, and everything was like kind of planned. And they even gave me a special pen. When I saw this, I literally shat my pants because I thought, this is real. Like, this is serious. This part here is to write the writing part, and then this part here is for the listening and the grammar part. So we start the exam. I know nothing. Topik II, you get from level 3 to level 6. So people who are at level 6 and people who are at level 3 or 4, it's such a big difference that questions that are supposed to be for people at level 6, you will not be able to understand at all. So that's what happened to me basically. And at some point, I just read without really reading, you know what I mean? Like, I did not comprehend anything that I was being told. In economics, when you take an exam, like if you get a correct answer, they're gonna add 1. But if you are wrong, like you answer and you're wrong, they're gonna subtract like 0.5 or 0.3. So you have to be really careful with your answers because you don't wanna answer like randomly because that will make you lose points. So I have such a trauma with that when I went to the Korean exam and I knew that nothing, like I could answer randomly, I had so much fun. In the reading part, the last, I think, I would say 20 questions or like 30 questions, I was like, I'm just gonna have fun. So you know what I did? I just read the answers and I decided that I would answer the longest one. The longest one would be my answer, so I just did that. So when I get to the writing, which was the first part, so that like the worst part for me was the first part that I had to do. I do the first questions, which were fine, and then I get to the last one. The last one you have to write about 600 characters. I did not understand anything. And like I couldn't answer because I couldn't understand the question. So the only words that I understood were environment and global warming. And I said, I'm gonna write about that. So I did not understand the question and I started writing about global warming and environment. My fucking mind. So here's live footage of the day I finished the exam. Okay, I'm fucking done. I'm done. Dude, that was an experience. While I was doing the exam, I laughed a lot because it was so funny to me that I was like doing all these exercises without knowing what they were. The longest answer, that's gonna be my answer. I just... Okay, so as you've probably seen, I was not sad at all because I just knew I had to like improvise. And in fact, when I got the mark and I realized I had passed, I was like, but I did pass. Here's live footage of me reacting to my grades. There's 122,110 people before you, and then this one after you, and this line right here is the waiting line. Did I pass? I passed. How the fuck did I pass? Bitch, this is bad. But I'm kind of happy considering that I did not study for this exam at all. So I've done a few Korean related videos before of my language learning process, whatever you want to call it. So if you want to check them out, they're gonna be around here. Hopefully I'm showing you a bad example of what you shouldn't do if you're taking the Topik II exam. Now that you've heard the whole story, please don't do what I did. Not worth it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't, I'm really sorry. And if you liked it so much, please subscribe. And I'm gonna see you in the next video, which I'm excited for because EXO's coming back, so expect a reaction or something. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.